From Las Vegas, it's Let's Talk News Now with Rick and Ella.
Welcome back to Let's Talk News Now. Now, this group, everybody should be familiar with if you watch the show at all. And Valerie, we have with us, of course, our fashion design guru, Alexei Taran. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Let me go through the litany. He is a stylist, a fashion designer, and he is also the president of Las Vegas
Fashion Design Council.
Fashion Design Council. And look, I have to read the notes in order to get this all correct. Alexei, real quick question. I've been hearing, yesterday we had Terry Hernandez on, and he was talking about the fashionistas. And you've been on our show consistently talking about the Fashion Design Council. David Tupaz was on a couple of months ago, and he speaks so passionately about creating a new industry here in Las Vegas.
That's true. Exactly.
And so this is what we're consistently talking about. Terry's going to be back on in a few months. We're going to talk a little bit more about business networking. But I know this is your dreams, this is your aspirations, is to facilitate a new industry for Las Vegas. Tell me how that actually works.
Well, the thing is that there are so many different people out there, designers and whatnot, who are interested in fashion, and they keep talking about wanting to create a fashion week. Well, you can't very well have a fashion week unless you have industry in your city. And and that's what is missing in Las Vegas, because we're so close to LA, and that's where the majority of manufacturing happens in the United States, for garments anyway. And if we can even get 10% of that, do you know how much? What that would do for our economy here in Las Vegas, let alone in Nevada? I mean, it would make a significant difference, and that's what the goal is for the Las Vegas Fashion Design Council. It's about encouraging and supporting new designers and emerging designers and so on. But mostly, it's about creating industry and bringing manufacturing and bringing fabric manufacturers and the whole gambit of what goes along with the industry.
And this is the thing is that I'm going to show what an East Coaster I've been. I never thought, and Valerie, you see, you and Ella know all about this stuff, right? But I didn't, and that was I wouldn't have never thought of LA as being the place where garments are manufactured. I think of New York, I think the garment district, I think that's where all the big houses are at, and that's where all the shops are at, where everybody's doing it. That's the impression you get as well, or no?
I thought it was in China.
But actually,
in Mexico,
that's where a lot of manufacturing takes place, though.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that the fashion industry in New York, it plays a huge role. I mean, because every year, annually, the fashion industry is responsible for bringing in $1.5 billion to New York City.
$1.5 billion?
$1.5 billion.
Well, don't they get the fashions in first from Europe before we get them here in California?
No, that's irrelevant. It's really irrelevant.
They need to
you
spread
see it
that wealth.
because you know what? It happens all over it's different because the planet is so small now with internet and so on, because we have so much access visually to different things. So that part of it is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, because the designers and the people and editors of magazines and everything, they've seen it all. They've seen it all. You can't surprise them. And and that's what David and I talk about all the time, is that if we can get even a small portion of that here in Las Vegas, we can help change things with our economy.
Well, how about Fashion Week? We have Fashion Week coming up at the end of August.
We don't have Fashion Week. We have Magic coming in.
Or Magic, right?
Magic is for the industry, and that's what Fashion Week is for. But again, there's no manufacturers here, so you can't really have
the warehouse itself.
You can't really have Las Vegas Fashion Week unless you're actually producing something here, and that's why we want to create that, so we can attract other designers, other fashion houses to manufacture here.
When you and I and David and Ella and so on have sat down and just gone over this like a million times, right? And Valerie, being in the entertainment business, I mean, fashion, clothing, appearances, I mean, it's just like everything. So whether you want to approach it from a cultural standpoint or from a business standpoint, fashion is a huge part of most everybody's life, excluding mine, but most everybody else's life.
Let's face it, I mean, fashion is responsible for defining each decade, each century. I mean, you know what century is just based on how people are dressed, what environment they're living in.
Or in my case, what decade, because I used to wear platform shoes and had hair.
I'd like to see that picture.
And that hasn't been destroyed.
And don't you still wear platforms?
Yeah.
Can we get a shot?
Very, very good. Alexi, as always, it is a huge pleasure in having you on our show and looking to you not only for fashion critiques, and I'll never forget, describe myself in a Speedo. That was a fashion critique.
The thing is that we're coming into a phase where if Las Vegas is going to continue and thrive, it has to be something more than just gaming. It has to diversify in order to grow and bring other people.
We're going to take
having culture, basically.
Yes. Exactly. This conversation will not end, but we'll be back right after this.